Today guys, we are talking driver and we are talking what is going to be the most important thing for you this year to make sure you hit the longest drives possible, hit more fairways and lower your scores. That's exactly what everybody wants to do. And for me in 2023, I hit some of the best drives I've ever hit. I probably was the most consistent with the driver that I've ever been, and that I was with the Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond. Again, in here for me, I do have a stiff shaft, a hazardous 6.0, 60 gram shaft, low spinning with 3.5 torque. So we've got to think about that. There's a lot of things on the shaft that I've just talked through that a lot of people maybe don't understand. You go for your fitting, you hit a few drives, they will put you into a driver shaft. If you hit that one the best, they will fit you for that. But one thing I want to do this year is actually start to hit the ball a little bit further. Everybody loves it on the channel when I hit it miles past James Robinson, because sometimes he gets a little bit upset and everybody enjoys that. And I'm sure that you would like to hit it a little bit past your friends or even catch your friends up by having the correct driver for you. Obviously I'm hitting fairways at the minute, so I don't want to sacrifice obviously hitting it down the middle. Again, not the best strike there, but still in play, and that's exactly what I've seen this year. And that's where I think making sure you've got the right driver is essential. Yes, we want to be able to keep it in play. We don't want to be hitting shots where, okay, I can give this everything, but that's the shot there. We hit it way right. We're losing golf balls off the first tee. But if you do get it out of the middle, it goes past your friends. That's great. That's 1 in 20. So I'm going to be looking at what is going to be the optimum shaft for me, because a lot of people, when trying to gain speed, and you maybe watch videos or you go for a fitting, they quickly put you into something nice and light. Go, okay, right, this is nice and light now, so you should gain some miles an hour. So let's see. All right, I've not hit the best shot there because I've changed the shaft. Making a shaft lighter is not always going to be the answer for you. Just buying a shaft that is lighter is not always going to be the right answer for you. It's going to obviously have different kick points. It's going to have different things in that shaft that is going to affect your launch conditions. It might also affect how you can control that club head. So it might be lighter, you might get your swing speed up 2 or 3 miles an hour, which is fantastic, but you might have no control on that club face. And we're not going to be able to hit those consistent drives down the middle of the fairway, or for me on this occasion, just down the right hand side. So I've got another shaft here that is an exotic shaft. It's quite an expensive shaft, and this is where for me, is it going that way with your drivers? Is a new driver going to make you hit it further? You'll certainly see in coming weeks on the channel, I am testing all the latest drivers that are coming out, but is this shaft something that you'll be better investing in and making sure you get fitted correctly for that to be able to optimize your distance, hit more fairways and lower your scores? So here I have a Free Flex Oblique Order Special 45 gram shaft. Yes, I did have to read that, that's a lot of reading, and it is one of James Robinson's that is being sent to test. So let's put this to test. It's 45 grams, so it's already 15 grams lighter than my current shaft. And I don't know what the flex is. It's obviously not going to be an exact flex. Is it going to be a little bit more whippy? How is that going to affect how I can control my club face? And straight away here for me, you will see that there is a lot of whip in this shaft. So 45 grams, a lot of whip in it. And recently, in the last couple of months, I've played golf with a couple of long drive golfers. So they've got their longer shafts, they've got their what you would think is stiffer shafts, but very interesting. They're starting to go a lot more like these shafts here. Again, I play with Bry Roberts, who is also on YouTube if you want to go and check him out. I played golf with him. I thought I'd hit a couple of good drives, and on one occasion, I think I was around about 120 yards behind him, which again, it's quite demoralising, but he swings it maybe 30 miles an hour quicker than me, so I can't really grumble. But he had a shaft. He said, here, have a go with this club. And I picked it up and I thought, well, it's obviously light, which we know it's going to be a little bit lighter, but it had a lot of flex in it. So these new shafts, obviously, they're having a lot of bend in them, so it's trying to get the right kick point for you. And this is when you go for a fitting, you need to make sure that you're getting the correct kick point to give you the correct launch. And that's exactly what I saw with this driver out on the golf course. can't control it. Can't control the shaft, didn't have a good feel with it, and I did hit a couple of tops out there on the golf course. And this is where obviously your driver shaft can affect how you are returning to the golf ball. And you want to make sure that in your fitting, check what launch you are trying to get. Are you trying to get a higher ball flight? Are you trying to get a lower ball flight? That is going to dictate where maybe this shaft kicks. Is it going to kick down here and a little bit later? Is it going to be up here? That's going to change the loft that you return to that golf ball. Again, Brian Roberts did tell me that I just need to swing a little bit smoother with this. And let the shaft do the work, which for me there feels incredibly lazy. It makes me feel like I have to slow the swing down, but for a lot of golfers that might be a good thing. It might get you in a better rhythm, it might get you timing it a little bit better, and obviously this is an expensive shaft. This is around about £600, very similar to the Autoflex that I've tried on the channel before. A little bit of a better strike. Again, getting it up the middle now. Carry, 250, going 270. And I've tried the Autoflex. When I got the Autoflex timed correctly, yes, I did maybe see around about 10 to 20 yards of distance, which everybody wants, but the consistency wasn't there. And we can see there, I do really feel like I'm guiding that one. I'm probably going to have to be swinging it exceptionally well here. There's another low one there. And this is what I find with this. Yes, you can go to these incredibly lighter shafts. You can get something with a little bit more kick in it. You've then got to fit your swing to that. So if you're an everyday golfer and you're going to spend £600, are you better getting a more traditional shaft, a new driver head, the correct loft, or are you better going for one of these that potentially might get you longer, but potentially might make you a little bit more erratic? There, a good strike, 260 yards, going 276. So for me straight away, probably not going as far as my standard fitted driver shaft, which is the Hazardous 6.0. For me this year, my goal is to obviously gain a little bit more distance. Is that going to be getting a lighter shaft? Is that going to be changing the flex in my shaft? Is it going to be getting a totally different kick point? These are all things to take into account for when you go for a fitting. Just buying a stiff shaft offline and putting it into your new driver maybe isn't going to be the answer. I see a lot of golfers go, well, I used to have a Hazardous shaft, it was great in my paradigm, so I'm going to buy the same one and put it into a Stealth. They could potentially perform totally different in different heads. The stock shafts normally in those heads are the ones that perform the best in testing. So you really need to think that, okay, if I'm changing brand, if I'm going from TaylorMade to Callaway, Callaway to TaylorMade, maybe to Cobra, maybe to Titleist, what is their stock shaft? Which is the closest to the current shaft you've got? And if you're trying to gain speed, just going lighter isn't always the answer. It's a little bit of a myth that if we go lighter, you're going to have more control, you're going to be able to swing it easier, you may lose distance. So really maybe invest in going for a proper shaft fitting. If you're not looking for a driver this year, but you want to gain some distance, maybe look around your area. We're going to be having someone here soon at Waterfront Golf who's going to be doing exactly that. And you're going to be able to go, right, I just want a shaft. A shaft's not going to cost me as much as a driver. I'm going to be able to get a little bit more speed, a little bit more ball speed, a better launch, and start to hit longer, better, straighter drives that could potentially help you lower your scores. And even if it doesn't lower your scores, if you're hitting more fairways and enjoying it a little bit more, then that's exactly what we want from your golf. It might be another area of your game that you're looking to improve on. If you're looking to do that, head over to our other channel at Get Good at Golf. But guys, comment below, have you ever just looked and thought about buying a shaft, not buying a new driver, just thinking, right, can I go and get fitted for a shaft that will go in my current head because I'm happy with the head, I don't want to spend £600. This shaft is £600, but there's a lot of options that will come in a lot cheaper than that and might get you that little bit of performance that you are looking for. For me, this is not going to be working for me, but I'm going to look this year to see which is the optimum shaft for me, and that's exactly what you need to do to hopefully hit better drives, hopefully hit longer drives, and hopefully enjoy your golf a bit more.